Yeah, it's time for me to fix this silver piece of crap, I guess. It needs rear brakes in it, and the other day I fixed the upper rear control arm, and later on I'm going to have to fix the intake because that's leaking a little bit, and probably needs an oil change by now. And I was thinking about it, and there's kind of a disadvantage to owning a lot of cars and maintaining a lot of other cars, and that's the work never ends. I mean, this one needs work. My dad's truck over there needs work. I got to go fix my brother's Seneca sometime. Put a clutch in that. At least we think that's what it is. I haven't looked at it yet. And I'm restoring my brother's Cadillac, or helping him out restoring it. And of course there's his girlfriend's car. I fix that from time to time, and I'm probably going to end up fixing his new car when it needs it. And then of course there's the Banana's car. I'm always doing something to that. And then there's all of my cars, which all need work, so it gets pretty busy, especially in the springtime when things start to warm up after the winter, when we've put everything off. But I guess I better go back this in to the garage and quit yakking. Turn the radio down. And we got the tires put on it, about 2 weeks ago, I suppose, on the back. And I'll have to show you what's up with that. I think that's kind of funny. Yeah, pull it in here. Get it about where I want it. And we'll call it good there. Alright, let's get to work. Well, now you can see why I was kind of laughing when I told you we brought it to a tire place. Because this stud is missing. And those three are loose. So the whole wheel can kind of wobble back and forth. I don't really care, it's not a big deal to me, but I suppose it's not good because my mom drives this and she don't know nothing. So, you know, she'll tell me, oh, it's been rattling for a month, you know. Well, I'm glad you brought that to my attention. But I guess I'll have to replace a stud and tighten these back up when I get to doing it. But I guess my dad was there and the guy just screwed them on with an impact, which I never like to do. What I do is I screw them on with an impact, and then I hit them with yeah, these are all screwed up now. Yep, I'm gonna have to get new lug nuts. Son of a bitch. But I hit them on with an impact, and then I tighten them with a bar just to be sure, because I don't really ever trust an impact. But I'll get these off and replace what I got to replace. Well, I'm going to have to go a little bit deeper into this one than just a pad slap, so I can replace the stud there. But I'm going to show you how to get the pads out, in case that's all you got to do. I've got a 12mm wrench there. Socket would work as well, but I have a wrench on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to pull this bottom bolt out. And once I've got that out, I will be able to pry this thing up and get the brakes out. So it's actually pretty easy on these cars to do the brakes on them. So one thing that sucks about wintertime, it's cold, so you want to wear gloves, but can't really do anything with gloves on, so kind of a catch-22. There we go. And I got that bolt out. I'm going to see if I can just pry that out of there. Come on, baby. Wish I had a hammer. Sometimes that makes it easier. freaking pad has come out with it. May actually have to take that bracket off to get it to come up far enough. Hopefully it's a 12. Ice and crap. Well, I'm going to go ahead and forgot to take that off, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and then we'll go ahead and pull this thing off. That's forgot about that little guy. Dropped my camera there, and I thought I broke it, but I don't think I did. But anyway, I got that bolt out, and well, I didn't get it out, I broke it. Whatever reason, I always end up breaking those suckers. But I got this loose now, so I can pull that up and grab the pads out of it. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing from there. I'll just pull it out, and then yeah, them pads are getting down there. Get that one out. Yeah, you can see where I don't know if you can see that very well, but the metal was actually touching on that one. Now, normally you'd probably machine a rotor and clean up the, it slides pretty good. You clean up where the pads sit and do the slides and all that, but I'm not going to do that because I'm cheap and kind of lazy. So what I'm going to do is, after I fix this stud, I'm just going to go ahead and slap brand new pads in there and call it good. Well, I'm certainly reminded why I hate this car. I had to get these two bolts out of the back here, and I had to fight for every damn thread I got. I don't know if you can see it, but they've got that Loctite on them, the red Loctite. Oh, they just did not want to come out. And then of course I got this thing here that I got to get off to get the rotor off, and on top of all that, this whole thing, even on the top, is caked with crap. It's falling down, and I really do hate this car. I'm getting ready to put the stud back on, or another one back in, and I showed you that before, so I won't get into that, but figured I'd show you the back end of the rotor here, and it's gouged pretty good. Normally I would just replace it, but seeing as it's Sunday and none of the parts stores I don't think are open, I am just going to have to just let her buck with some new pads and call it good. Not really ideal, but at least the tire won't fall off and the thing will stop now. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in here, get the rotor back on, and then we'll go ahead and slap some pads in it. Well, I've got my new stud in. It's a little shorter than the rest of them, but it's the right size, so it'll work. And I got the rotor back on and the caliper bracket back on, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wind back this piston. And what I'm going to use to do that with is a pair of big needle nose pliers. I'm just going to stick it in there and turn it back in, which is kind of hard to show on camera because I have to hold this up and spin at the same time, so there's no real good angle to put my camera, especially since I don't have a tripod or anything. But I'll just go ahead and screw that back in and go find the brake pads, and we'll slap them in and we'll be done with this side. Alright, I found the brake pads for it. Let's go ahead and slap them in and see if I've got that wound back far enough so it will go in, or go on I should say. Now you should really probably clean these up, but I'm not going to, because quite honestly I'm lazy and rear brakes are the least of my worries on this car. So we are just going to drop the pads. We are just going to slide them puppies in there. There we go. Well, I gotta wind it back a little bit more, but we're almost there. Well, there we are. Got them brake pads in there, no problem. Got the new wheel stud in, ready to go. Now I just got to throw this wheel on. And as you can see, it sort of wore out a couple of these holes. But you know what, I don't have another rim with a really nice tire. This is a brand new tire. I don't have one with a new tire on it, so I'm going to throw this one back on and crank it down with these ones. I have these laying around, so hopefully they'll grab. They're not the same that came off, but they do have the same angle, I believe. So I'll put them on and crank them down real good with the impact and then with the bar. Hopefully it won't come off again, and then I'll hop over to the other side and we'll do that. Well, that other side went a lot easier. One last thing to do after you do any kind of brake job is to pump the brakes up so that your car can stop when you start it. I'm going to fire it up and I'm going to pump the brakes some more. Make sure I get a nice firm pedal, which I don't quite have yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, I think we're good now. Alright, let's yep, and it doesn't move, so finished. Good job. Stops good. I don't hear any funny noises yet, so I'm happy with it. I never really did like this car, so as long as it stops and the wheel won't fall off, I don't care. Done for another day.